Good morning. What a space. Now, I don't get stages like this very often. This is pretty amazing. What I love most about this theater is that the technology in this room pretty much disappears. So I work a lot around technology in Silicon Valley. This is all I do. But here, in this space, there's a lot of technology here, but you can't really see it. The other thing that I love about this space is, besides being very pretty, it looks like a church, which kind of elevates my expertise standing up here to being kind of a preacher.
This is Connect the Dots, the AI Impact Podcast. I'm Christoph Burkhardt. Welcome to the show.
I grew up as the son of a priest. And this is interesting when you grow up in that household where beliefs are strong and people carry them and use them to apply them to everything. Belief systems are very interesting when we talk about what people make of their future and how we go into that future. And of course, belief systems also explain how we have purpose. And religious people have a lot of purpose. And when you move to the United States, you come across people who have a certain set of beliefs and a very strong kind of purpose. They are creationists. You've probably heard of those. They believe in something that has a lot to do with innovation, which is what I want to talk about. In combination with purpose, we want to make this world a better place. But what do creationists believe? They believe that everything in the world is designed by an intelligent designer for us. No, what explains design in most cases is not the intelligent creator. It's not the genius. It's not the person with the most expertise. It's evolution. Thank you. Evolution also makes this social context in which we are the context we're in. So we are social animals, which causes some people to speak up in front of a room full of other people, because evolution has taught us that it pays off for us to show what we know. And if you can do that while there's someone preaching on stage who has a certain level of status right now that you created socially for this person because you put that spot on me, so there must be something I'm saying, then we judge each other. We evaluate each other constantly. And why do we do that? Because evolution has taught us that this makes sense. I have Amazon's Alexa is at home with me. It listens to me 24/7. That's the first scary thing. It's pretty creepy that this thing is listening. Sometimes I have people who also have Amazon Alexa at home that tell me, no, she's only listening when you say its name. And then if you think about it, well, how does she know I'm saying her name if she's not listening? Of course, this thing is always listening, because if I say Alexa, it responds. So it knows I'm saying Alexa right now because it's listening. So yes, they're listening 24/7 to everything I say. And it controls everything in my home, right? So temperature, I can open the doors, it turns on and off all the lights. Now the interesting thing is, of course, you can't add Alexa to that selfie drone, because all the computer power you need to run Alexa is in the cloud. So this selfie drone could also start talking to me. Now add facial recognition, which is only possible because of artificial intelligence, so it knows who I am. Now add a tiny weapon, and you have a very lethal, powerful system to track down in the world, via face recognition. You have a very powerful weapon to track down faces that the system will recognize, and Alexa can start shooting people it doesn't like. So we're very close to either a full catastrophe or the best thing we've ever experienced. Now, I'm trying to convince everybody that the good thing is going to happen. But we also know about the dangers. So I don't think that drones, combined with artificial intelligence and weapons, will be the problem. I think we have other problems to focus on. But today, I want to talk about this progress that we're making, obviously. We move from selfie sticks to selfie drones, not because we need selfie drones, but because we use technology around us in every way possible. But what drives our progress is the purpose that people put on the table before they start asking questions. What do people do when they're in uncertain environments? How do we fight uncertainty that comes from complexity? How do people respond? We are not made for the world we live in. Right? This world is way too complicated for us. Our brains have evolved over the last 70,000 years for a completely different world. But now we have to somehow deal with it. It's not easy, but we need to find a way to deal with this complexity because all the technologies we use, plus one other thing, we connect more and more minds. And this is how progress is driven, is by many minds coming together as an organization. This is one reason why you are here. It's because the connection of all your minds is going to create something way deeper than each of us could do on our own. If you've ever worked with other people, you've noticed that it's very hard to work with them. You know, other people are very difficult to work with. They're very exhausting, and they can be very annoying. Most other people are very annoying. But still, we work with them. Why? Because we're different. And if you want to drive the evolution of ideas in an organization, you need these things. Now, how does evolution work again? It's not the strongest or most intelligent of a species that survives. It's the one that's most adaptable. The same is true for your company. A company does not survive because it's the best in the market. Not a culture in an organization. It's not the most intelligent and strongest culture that survives. It's the one that makes the fit. It's about fitness, not about being the best. And that's why evolution requires us to be very diverse in our thinking. We are very different in the way we approach problems. And we need courage. And that's a uniquely human thing. To not be a robot also means to be courageous. Robots are not courageous. They analyze risk and then they make a decision. We don't do that. We calculate too, but then we're kind of, we have that intuitive hunch, and now I feel scared, so I'm not going to do it. There's a very emotional calculation of whether we take the risk or not. We need courage. So courage, and this is from a Disney movie, the definition of courage. So what is that? Well, how do we use that? Courage is not the absence of fear, this other very driving emotion. It's the realization that something's that's much more important than our own fear. Purpose is what can give us that courage to act despite being afraid. This future is scary. Technologies are scary. Economies are scary. And Trump is scary. But that doesn't mean we can sit down and be afraid and not act. This means we have to act despite our fear. Exchange knowledge. Put everything on the table we have, because we are much more different from each other than we think, and this is what drives our evolution. And with that courage, I wish for you a lot of luck. And I hope we can make this world a better place in the end by coming together and being courageous. Thank you.